So when I was 11 years old, I got into a motorcycle accident out in Sanford. I was airlifted to ORMC, and of course, because of that, the result of that was taking pain medication at an early age. The healing process was like 6 months down, out of school. I wasn't continuing to take pain medication, and at the time I wasn't aware of that seed because I was so young being planted. But a few years later, by 15, I was dabbling in things like ecstasy and cocaine already. I actually enjoyed the taste of medication at a young age. I used it for a coping mechanism because I had an alcoholic stepfather at home, and it progressed from there. Eventually, by the time I was in my 20s, I was taking pills like Oxycontin and Roxy's, and it just, like I said, it progressed from there until eventually I started getting incarcerated. I got arrested my first time in my early 20s, got caught with some pills. That didn't set me back. I've been to many rehabs. Then I got into a relationship with a woman that used IV intravenously, and I wasn't aware of it at the time when we got together. But eventually it came out. I would find things around the house like spoons and like, what is this? I had no idea. It was something that I was never introduced to at that time. But eventually I did give in to the needle, and that's when things got to the street level, where I was out on the street after our relationship fell apart. She actually passed away from endocarditis due to IV Dilaudid use. I had 2 stepchildren with her, and then we had a daughter. So I lost my daughter to that addiction. She was adopted because the mother passed away. Her side of the family took over some of the responsibilities for a little while, but they already had 4 kids. So she had to give the girl up for adoption. And I haven't seen my daughter since she was 1.5. Like I said, when it progressed to the street level, I'd totally lost touch with reality. I was starting to do the methamphetamine and things like that. When I was going around the streets, there was a lot of hard nights in here. A lot of times it was cold. I couldn't get warm no matter what structure I had. It's really hard for me to, I don't know if I want to walk in.
That's okay. We won't.
This was a common spot for a lot of the street characters. And I'm no better than them. I was a part of it, My family tried many attempts, like putting me in rehab, putting me in sober living, but it was never what I wanted at the time. I wasn't ready. You can't force treatment on people. I did hit my bottom recently when I was in the streets. I had came up on some charges that were pretty serious. The judge told me that I was either going to do a year in prison or going to have to do drug court. So I pled out to the judge, and I told him that I heard about this program from a friend of mine and was having plans to come here voluntarily. That's what it took for me. So that's my past and what brought me here. This place definitely saved my life. It got to the point where I would put anything in a needle, and then the fentanyl epidemic started. I mean, basically the meth was laced with it. You couldn't find any, heroin without it in it. And I've been doing good ever since. I did tree work for a long time while I was a client here. Was able to make some money, save up some money, accomplished a few of my goals like getting a vehicle. And so that's kind of where I'm at now. And then I was able to gain employment here. I work with a sponsor. I got a home group. Those are definitely the things that keep me clean. Having a network is very important. Being able to go to work and staying here at Foundations, always being in the recovery world. The guy, he's really big on taking us to meetings when we would work out of town. Things like that is what's kept me sober and clean. Also to help my recovery. I like the atmosphere of recovery. I think it's amazing what Katie's done in DeLand. She definitely brought recovery to DeLand. It was pretty bad here. I've lived here my whole life. And it's amazing to see people I know and people I don't, even all the newcomers that come through these doors. It makes my heart smile. The priority is building a foundation, building a network, and keeping it strong. Work with my sponsor once a week. I try to share in meetings so that I don't end up back in a place like this on the streets where all I had access to were more drugs. So still in early recovery, but I'm still working on it every day.